Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here's the news for October 4th, 2025. Universal has released an official statement confirming Stardust Racers has a reopening date. According to the official statement from Universal, it is reopening Saturday, October 4th. Today, I'm recording this on Friday. I'm talking to you from the past. That's in the future. We had sources. We did report this as a rumor. Now it is confirmed. The statement reads, "Dear team members, as one Universal Orlando family, we continue to extend our deepest sympathy and condolences to Mr. Rodriguez Zavala's family and loved ones for their loss. I am very grateful for the professionalism, compassion, and care our team has shown during and since this tragic event took place. As I previously indicated, our comprehensive technical review and operational review confirmed that the ride systems functioned properly throughout the boarding process, the duration of the ride, and upon the ride vehicles returned to the station, and our team members followed procedures throughout. Our extensive review was conducted working closely with local officials, and the state of Florida observed the testing and reviewed the results. In addition, the ride system manufacturer of record and an independent third-party roller coaster engineering expert conducted their own on-site testing and validated our findings. I'm thankful for their participation throughout this important process. Safety, as always, is our top priority. To further assist guests in determining whether they can or cannot ride an attraction, we are updating operational procedures and attraction signage to reinforce existing ride warnings and physical eligibility requirements at Stardust Racers and other rides. This means we are prepared to reopen Stardust Racers at Universal Epic Universe on Saturday afternoon, October 4th. In the days ahead, please continue to take care of one another and know that as we continue to process this heartbreaking event, resources are always available should you need additional support. I am confident we will continue to deliver extraordinary guest experiences that make our destination so special. Thank you for everything you do every day. With care and appreciation, Karen Irwin, President and Chief Operating Officer, Universal Orlando Resort." Universal has allegedly not contacted Zavala's family after he passed away shortly after riding Stardust Racers. The attorney says multiple riders have come forward with their own stories of injuries on the ride. Attorney Ben Crump hosted a press conference on Tuesday morning regarding his death. He, again, passed from multiple blunt impact injuries after riding Stardust Racers on September 17th. In addition to Crump, present at the conference were attorneys Natalie Jackson, Paul Grinke, and Aaron Decal, members of Zavala's family, including his parents, his sister and her husband, his brother, and his girlfriend of 10 years who was on Stardust Racers at the time of the incident. Crump called it offensive and insulting to say Zavala's disability was the cause of his death. He noted that Universal team members helped Kevin, who used a wheelchair, board the coaster, and asked if they, Universal, believe disabled people shouldn't be on the coaster, then why would they help him? Though Crump and the family are still waiting for a full autopsy report, they say Zavala's injuries were extensive. Zavala was fully conscious when he boarded the ride. At the first drop, he reportedly lurched forward, hit his head. We don't know that's for a fact. The facts are still coming out on that. From that point on, his head was hit multiple times, leading to multiple blunt force injuries and lacerations. Witnesses who have reached out to family and law firm say the scene afterward was chaotic and Zavala was completely slumped over. They say the ride staff wasn't helping and were not prepared to address an emergency. The witnesses say it took too long for life-saving measures to be performed. Although Crump did not want to speculate about the specific response time, he said Universal should know exactly how long it took. Other riders have shared stories of their own injuries on Stardust Racers prior to this incident. The other people who were complaining they were not disabled people and yet they were having problems with being injured on this ride, said Crump. The other complaints, which were shared with the attorneys directly or on social media, seem to follow a consistent pattern of problem with the ride's restraints, causing riders to be thrown forward and hit the bar in front of them. Crump said these complaints align with Zavala's girlfriend's account of his injuries. Crump cited the recent lawsuit against Universal from a woman who claimed injury on Stardust Racers back on April 30th during previews of the park 3 weeks before its official May 22nd opening. The 49-year-old, Sandy Streets, said the coaster caused her head to shake violently and slam against the headrest and that it lacked proper head restraints. Universal settled that suit within a few days. In response to a question about the settlement, Crump said there's speculation that Universal is trying to silence riders, but that, quote, if they really believe safety is primary, as they have said, they should let people come forward. Given these injury reports and more, Zavala's family believes Universal missed multiple warning signs. The responsibility lies at the feet of Universal, not at Kevin or his girlfriend. not at the disabled community, not at the previous riders who were injured. Responsibility lies at the feet of Universal, said Crump. The fact that injured riders spoke to Universal should be enough. Crump's team is communicating with state and local officials about creating greater government oversight for companies like Universal who self-report injuries. According to Crump, Universal has made 4 Epic Universe reports, 3 for Stardust racers and 1 for Hiccup's wing gliders. 3 of the 4 were published in the quarterly report by the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services this summer. Universal concluded all these incidents were due to guests' pre-existing conditions, which Crump believes is blaming the victims. Zavala's father said Universal has not communicated with the family. They have not called or emailed. It's like nothing happened to them, but it happened to us, he said. The Zavala family and Kevin's girlfriend are all going through intense counseling. The attorneys and family continue to ask the public to come forward if they've had any issues on Stardust racers. I know it probably sounds callous and is a little bit that they have not reached out to the family. They haven't emailed them, haven't contacted them. My instinct is probably that once, an issue like this happens, there are a lot of legal reasons that you might not do that. You might do that through counsel or through from your attorney to their attorney or something like that. I don't think it's because they're cold-hearted. I think that it's just the reality of the world that we live in today, that this does not, that they don't just reach out to them back and forth. I've had issues before where when they built my house, I had a complaint and they said, if you threaten legal action, we will never respond to you anymore. You'll only have to, go through our attorneys or whatever. This happens all the time. Lawyers, I don't know. It's a sad and terrible incident and continues to be just one of the biggest stories in the area. 4 new photo ops themed to different Blumhouse franchises have opened at Universal CityWalk in Orlando. We first spotted this activation under construction a couple days ago. It's now officially open. The photo ops are set up near the lagoon stage with a set of trusses with stage lights overhead. The Blumhouse logo-shaped entrance is flanked by 2 darkly wallpapered walls with the Blumhouse 15 logo. Beyond are 4 themed areas, a generic Blumhouse set, Black Phone 2, The Purge, and Megan, or Mithrigan as people are calling. Down one side is a hallway with dark teal and black floral wallpaper. At the end, blurry versions of the Grabber from Black Phone and Megan stand in a Blumhouse logo shape under the Blumhouse 15 word mark. One wall is a photo of Megan in a pile of stuffed toys above the text, 15 years of nightmare fuel. Scenes from other Blumhouse films are also on the opposite wall. The set for the upcoming Black Phone sequel features a snow-covered phone booth prop set against a wintry mountain landscape scene. Even the ground is printed to look like a frozen lake. The Grabber, wearing ice skates and wielding an axe, stands next to the phone booth under the Black Phone 2 title. The text in theaters October 17th is off to the side. The Purge area is specifically themed to 2016's The Purge election year, with a backdrop of that film's poster art of a demented masked Statue of Liberty, flanked by 3 other distinctly costumed purgers. 2 mannequins flank the backdrop dressed in all black and respectively wearing a clown mask and black and red mask with stitched eyes and mouth. The Purge text is on the right panel. Megan gets a life-size blue and pink Barbie-style box in a black void. The titular android stands nearby on the backdrop, tilting her head and giving you a sardonic look. The box is open on the side with an overhead light and checkered pink background. A schematic of Megan is printed on the inside panel with the same bullet points indicated around the drawing. The text, "She's more than a toy, she's family," is printed on the wall next to the box. All of the double-take loop at Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit at Universal Studios Florida has been torn down, as has most of the signage found in the attraction's entrance area. In our last Rip Ride Rockit update, we noted that crew members were removing the double-take loop piece by piece. The loop was the first non-inverted loop used on a coaster when the ride opened back in 2009. It worked by having the track banking changed throughout the loop to keep the riders upright. On the morning of September 30th, we saw a crane removing a piece of track from the loop. Now, as of a couple days ago, all of the loop has been removed from the Universal Studios Florida skyline. The lift hill on the left side still remains. Now the track heading downward suddenly ends right behind the Universal Music Plaza stage. All of those red track pieces from the loop are gone, though a few of the tan-colored supports remain standing for now. To the left side of the stage, we can also see where most of the entrance area signage is also missing. Since our last update, all of the attraction's entrance signage has been removed, as has, more of the supports used for the loading area. You can see a lot of stuff piled up there behind the fence, by the way. If you go to Horror Nights, you'll see it. You can't miss it. There's still a section of track that abruptly ends prior to what used to be the moving walkway. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit closed permanently back on August 18th. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to www.nt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation. From tickets to Epic Universe and other Universal parks to hotel reservations and more. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Minions merchandise featuring Bob's favorite teddy bear, Tim, is now available at Universal Orlando Resort. There's a Tim plush for $22, a Tim headband for $27, probably some more. Recently, we've also spotted 2 waves of merchandise themed to the iconic fluffy unicorn owned by Agnes. The first wave included a fluffy pink bucket hat and lunchbox, while the second wave included several shirts, a beanie, pins, and more. We got a glimpse of the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift ride vehicles now on the coaster at Universal Studios Hollywood. Each coaster train will consist of 4 cars resembling famous vehicles from the Fast and Furious series. The lead car will be Dom's Dodge Charger. We can see the body of an orange car inside the ride's loading area. Black seats are visible in a car with plastic wrap around their supports. This appears to be the back of Brian O'Connor's Toyota Supra. Nearby, the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift gift shop opened a few weeks ago. It now has signage and a name. According to the sign, it's the 101 Exchange Store. Lettering has been added above the display windows of the shop. One window advertises collectibles and cold drinks. The other lists fine gifts, toys, and apparel. The shop currently doesn't offer Fast and Furious merchandise. A Hollywood Drift entrance sign was installed not long ago, and its support columns have been covered in black sheathing. We previously reported on the polluted sightline of Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The entrance sign and mural are fully visible from inside the land. The coaster track was completed in the spring and will take guests up and down the mountainside. Crews are still working on theming around the coaster, including this area next to the Q building. There are dozens of structural pylons standing in this area, presumably to support future themed elements. This is where we saw crew members working on our most recent visit. This white frame beneath a curve of the track may later support something themed or a safety net, we don't know. Near the bottom of the hill are tall fences lining the tram tour path. These may later be covered in paneling. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is scheduled to open next year. It will be the first ever high-speed outdoor roller coaster at Universal Studios Hollywood, as well as one of Universal's fastest coasters at 72 miles per hour. Butterbeer and Gilly water have both increased in price at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter over at Universal Studios Hollywood. It appears several of the iconic Harry Potter beverages have seen a recent price increase at USH. During a visit on September 29th, all standard cold, frozen, or hot butterbeer had gone up in price from their previous $9 to $9.50. Gilly water also increased in price from $5.50 to $6. Most online menus haven't been updated to reflect these changes yet, but we saw team members ring up the new prices in person at a Butterbeer cart. The online menu for the 3 broomsticks does list the increased price for Butterbeer, though most of the other website pages have not yet been adjusted. Team members nearby confirmed that this is the most recent price hike to hit food and beverage in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that the Butterbeer and Gilly water prices just changed sometime within the past few weeks. Krampus is coming to Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas for the holiday season. The festivities promise to bring even more sinister fun. Krampus and Kin, which will run on select dates from November 15th through January 3rd, promises even more sinister fun. The website states face 4 relentless haunted houses and nightmarish winter legends. Capture photo ops with the Germanic Punisher Krampus, Icelandic troll Grilla, and more. Indulge in fiendishly festive food and drink and witness a processional of horrific beings throughout the night. Guests will experience the 4 haunted houses and will also be able to take photos with Krampus and other characters and indulge in food and beverages. Universal Horror Unleashed is located in Las Vegas. We've been there. I don't know if you watched our videos. They're right here on our channel. Additional details regarding specific dates and more will be released at a later time. Of course, you can watch the Jack and Chance Stay or Slay show right here on our channel as well. Pretty good stuff. In a new article from CNBC, it has been revealed that Comcast will be appointing Mike Cavanaugh as new co-CEO of the company. He will also join the Comcast board of directors at the same time. Cavanaugh currently serves as president of Comcast after previously serving as chief financial officer. Prior to his decade of work with Comcast, Cavanaugh was the co-CEO of JP Morgan's corporate and investment bank. CNBC notes that Cavanaugh essentially led all of the company's TV, film, and theme park divisions since the departure of previous NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell back in 2022. Although Kavanaugh was never officially named CEO of NBC Universal, he was the main leader for NBC Universal's spinout of its cable TV networks, including CNBC, MSNBC, and the Golf Channel. The plan is for Kavanaugh to work alongside current CEO Brian Roberts starting next January. Roberts has been CEO of Comcast since 2002. In a statement, he described Kavanaugh saying, "Since joining Comcast a decade ago, Mike has proven himself to be a trusted and collaborative leader. He's the ideal person to help lead Comcast as we manage the pivot we are making to drive growth across the company. Mike and I work seamlessly together, and I'm thrilled to be partnering with him as co-CEO and with the rest of our talented management team for years to come." CNBC also notes that Kavanaugh has long been considered heir apparent to Roberts by industry insiders. An article by the New York Times calls the decision to make Kavanaugh co-CEO a clear sign of succession planning. In a statement, Kavanaugh addressed the news saying, "Comcast is a special company with exceptional businesses and an incredible team. It is an honor to work with Brian and the entire Comcast NBC Universal leadership team during this exciting and transformative time in our industry." You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who help make this show happen each and every week. For more information on these stories and more, head over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content, of course. Click the bell for notifications and make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying, the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.